guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Moss Family Chevrolet because guess what? We have the new baddest Silverado. If you want or like off-road trucks, this is the all-new 2019 Chevrolet Silverado Trail Boss. So as many of you are aware, big changes for 2019 with the Silverado when it came to a full redesign from front to back, top to bottom, side to side. The Trail Boss slots in at a price point to where you're going to get some heavy-duty off-road capability in the Silverado package. Now what's amazing is that the Silverado is over 200 pounds lighter than the outgoing one. Most of that weight savings comes from aluminum doors and tailgate, that swinging metal. But you know what? They did some great engineering to really strengthen the truck and make this Trail Boss a real off-road contender. So let's go ahead and dive into this all-new 2019 Trail Boss. You'll see the new styling for 2019, what they did with the headlights, and how this is really the controversial part right here. This is a functional air scoop for the air curtain here, but when air hits the front end, it's going to get channeled into this side area. Some people felt that it's unfinished. I think in black, it really just kind of makes everything nice and clean and crisp. You have a massive grill in the center, that Chevrolet badge stamped into it. You can see this obviously has the Z71 package on top of being the Trail Boss. Flat black, which I think is smart. More flat black. You got two bright red tow hooks. I'm zonking these two guys right here. I'm gonna say that probably you could option in fog lamps or something, but those fake vent looking things are terrible. That's a big zonk. Now underneath you have not one but two metal skid plates to protect all the inner bits that are underneath the car, like the oil pan and whatnot underneath the truck, oil pan, things like that. The truck is actually sitting on a 2-inch lift from the factory. That is Trail Boss specific. As we come around the bend here into the fender, massive Z71 badge, right placed where everybody can see it, because this thing is definitely meant for the off-road. Now you can see that 2-inch lift, 18-inch wheels. These wheels are specific to the Trail Boss. The Goodyear Wrangler DuraTrack tire is going to make sure that you could grip through the dirt, the gravel, the rocks, and then check out the massive suspension that's going on there. Big, huge control arms. You can see the springs. This thing is sitting on specially designed and set up Rancho suspension. Rancho is a name that, if you know anything about trail off-road riding or trail riding, that is a name that's been in the industry for years. As we go down the side, I'm going to zonk the side mirror. It's just black ABS. I wish they would have took some of the paint off of this beautiful truck and brought it onto the mirrors. You can see the updated side of the truck. One thing I'm quite surprised is that there's no form of running board or frame protection. So even though we do have the 2-inch lift, there is no frame protection from rocks and whatnot. By looking at the side of the truck, one thing that should stick out like a sore thumb is that they made the fender wells round instead of that squared off angular look. But as we work our way towards the rear, I think Tom will be able to show you a little bit better, especially as he swings around onto the right. There's those Rancho shocks. Now you have a locking rear differential, and you also have a 2-speed transfer case on this Trail Boss. And there's that logo on the side, Trail Boss logo, nice touch. Coming out to the rear of the truck, you can see this one has your full trailer hitch hookup. I like the way that Chevrolet takes all the actual connections for the trailer, for your lighting and everything, nice and high out of the way. You could see the finish off exhaust tips. I wish they would do something different than this. This just does not say off-road to me. This says more like fancy, and I wish they would have done something different. Now what they did do different for 2019 is they widened the area here so that if you have steel toe boots or whatnot, you'd be able to get in and out of the back of the truck very easily. Real quick, you put it down, drops on down, nice soft release. Believe it or not, the way that this bed is designed, it's actually more space. It's been put together in 3 different sections. It's got LED lighting, and you could put tons of different locations for strap downs and come-alongs and all that kind of stuff. From the factory, you can see what they did was very smart. They went high to low, 1, 2, 3, and then up front, same thing, high to low, to really widen out where you're tying down things, but you could also then add more along the sides as well. But that is what's all new for 2019 outside wise. Let's go ahead, pop the hood and see what kind of power we're working with. All right guys, we got the hood popped, big hood. Underneath the hood is something that I know a lot of you like to see. You are looking at that 5.3 liter V8 pumping out 355 horsepower, 383 pound-feet of torque. Of course, this is four-wheel drive. Truck weighs in around 5,000 pounds. MPGs, 15 in the city, 20 on the highway, and all the power is going to the ground through a 6-speed automatic transmission. It's one of those things. You do have options when it comes to the engine of your Trail Boss. You could actually go V6. You could also go a step further up to the 6.2. But why don't we go ahead, fire up this 5.3 and see what 355 horsepower sounds like. All right guys, we're inside the 2019 Chevrolet Trail Boss. This interior was updated. A lot of people feel that Chevrolet missed the mark a little bit. I know you're probably saying, well, Joe, I like the outside of the truck. Off-road sounds good. How much does this cost? MSRP around $46,000 the way that it's optioned. Let's see what you get for the money. On the door panels, a lot of dark material. Now, all the material is very, very hard plastic. There's a rubber material for the armrest, but if you're gonna really use this as an off-road truck, I know many of you are saying, hey, we like it that way because it's easier to clean and keep clean. And I get that. And you know what? At this price point, you are getting a lot more off-road for the money than we're worried about interior. Hard plastic everywhere, but I'm trying to keep it apples to apples. You have 2 glove boxes. I hope you have tons of gloves. You can put your work gloves, your play gloves, vice versa. You can see that with this particular one, you have your standard infotainment system. It is very clear and crisp and easy to use. You do have cameras. There we are out the back. You even got a special one where it tells you your trailer hitch up to help you with that whole operation, because that sometimes can be cumbersome. Very nice swipe feature, real easy to use. And then of course you get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Radio controls are very simple. AC controls are very simple. Not a lot of showing and glow here. This is all about doing the business. Here's some simple toggle switches. You got your USB and a 12 volt. Everything else is blocked off. So if you like dead buttons, you get a lot the way that this one is trimmed out. Now, as we go to the center console, you can see that this is actually a center console, but it's also a seat. So you could sit 3 adults wide and then some in the back, 3, or you could put this down and you got your cup holders. You got some nice usable space here. When it comes to an actual lid though, it really doesn't do much. It's just more for comfort on putting your arm and placing your phone. Seats, very, very durable cloth material. Not the best looking seats, but they are comfortable and they are supportive as you're doing your off-roading. But that's the thing. If you want more of an off-road truck, this really is what Chevrolet is offering for you. And you can option it up and bring up that price tag. But for an MSRP around $46,000, I think you're getting a lot going on off-road wise. Why don't you come on over to the business end and I'll show you behind the wheel. All right guys, business end, behind the wheel of the Trail Boss. Everything is manual controls in the way this one is optioned. Steering wheel, simple, straightforward. You have a dead button panel here because you're not getting all the features like you would as you option it up, but very simple, dark, black rubber wheel. You have simple gauges, but they're easy to see, easy to understand, and I'm glad that they're there. Very simple LED display down low, sort of looks like an old Casio. And then of course you have the column shift, which I'm not really the biggest fan on how they finish these. Even in the high country still has basically the same column shifter. But for somebody who wants to invest the money more in the off-road stuff, for $46,000 full-size truck, this may be the one. If you want to see the back seat, I'm going to leave a link to another Silverado comparison, because we're going to go ahead and take this one for a spin. Hi guys, we're leaving Moss Family Chevrolet. We're in the 2019 Chevy Silverado. That Trail Boss trim level, sitting 2 inches higher than any Silverado I've been in yet. Great vantage point from behind the wheel, looking out over that hood. Visibility is great, out the back window's great. I really think probably a zonk as I'm looking out the back window would be there's no manual or power sliding window, so there's no way to pass anything through from the bed of the truck into the rear. But when it comes to just being comfortable, the seat here is actually really nice. That very, very durable cloth material. May not be much to look at, but it is comfortable. Turning in feels great, to be honest with you. On throttle, that V8 doing the business. Brakes feel good. Really nice. All right, we're gonna go into this little area here to kind of, you know, part of the problem living in Florida, everything's flat. So I want to kind of just show off some of the capability of this Trail Boss in this little area here as we kind of go over some of the terrain that we have here. So we have a curb coming up on the curb. That Rancho suspension doing the business. Really, really great. Really smooth, I'm telling you. Really smooth. All right, guys. Been a wonderful day here at Moss Family Chevrolet. Definitely got to thank Ricky, Albert, and everybody here getting us access to the new Trail Boss. Is this the truck for you? You know what? Price point wise, full-size truck, you really can't argue, especially when you look at the off-road capability of this thing. But if these are the types of trucks you like to see on Rady's Rides, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on Rady's Rides, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Rady's Rides merch. We got the all-new Zonk shirts, so definitely check that out. Got to check out Big Guns McGee, Tom Moshner on Instagram at Mosh Photos. I promise you won't be zonking any of his photos because he does them all from the heart. Thank you, Tom, for your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.